Hi, welcome back to the Busy Mrs. YouTube channel. My name's Rebecca, and this channel is all about budgeting and saving money, and now all about paying off our debt, which is our truck payment or our truck loan for my husband's truck. So my husband and I have revamped our budget to really get super duper focused on paying off my husband's truck bill, which we bought last year, I think it was like January 31st, 2022. So we've been paying on it for a little over a year. Let's see. I think our first technical payment was like March, because like after you buy it, like February was done. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So 15 months so far, and I haven't paid it yet for June because it's due on the 15th. So 15 months down, and our goal is to have it paid off within the next 18 months or so, which would put us at just over 3 years. No, actually just under 3 years. Even if it takes us until 36 months total, that's amazing because our loan is for 72 months. So that would be a whole 3 years early, which would be amazing. Anyway, all that to say is we're going to go into our budget. So far this month, it is June 10th. I usually like to do this every week. I'm a little behind. But I'm kind of like melding my two budget plans together. So I was using the Budget Mom budget by paycheck workbook, and I still am. I like to see the whole month as one. So actually it's by paycheck. So the entire paycheck is laid out on this spreadsheet. Okay, so this is all of the first paycheck right here. Zoom in a little bit. All of the first paycheck, and then I put my expense trackers in between, and then here's all of the second paycheck, or all the second pay period. I put all of the like gig money that we get paired with a paycheck. One comes in on the 1st, then whatever gigs we get between the 1st and the 15th all goes on this one, and then the paycheck that comes in that starts on the 16th, and any gigs from the 16th to the end of the month go on this one. So this really helps me set up the whole month for success, make sure we've got enough money for everything. But I also just got the Dave Ramsey app, which is called Every Dollar. And I did go ahead and pay for the year. I tried the like 14-day trial, but honestly, I need more than 14 days to figure out if I like something like this. I need a few months to get used to it. So I went ahead and paid for the pro version, and so far I'm really liking it. But I do feel like I like to have both. And some people, that might be too much. They might only do the app, or some people might just stick with the paper version. So I'm still kind of testing it out, seeing which one I like better, or if I'm going to stick with kind of doing both. So the really neat thing about this app is that it's very easy to add transactions as you go. So when I'm out and about, I just pull open the app whenever I need to purchase something, and I put the item right into the budget, and it does all the math for me. It's very convenient. Now, to keep up with my paper version, I'm going to now go through and write down each of the transactions we've had so far this month. Ooh, that looks like a lot. All right, and actually I think instead of doing it like this, I'm gonna go by category and see where we've spent. Okay, so this shows the money coming into the account. All right, we have already put, oh, and I can edit this one to 300. My husband had a gig, so we decided to add a little bit extra for my son's birthday. Okay, so we have already put these things in sinking funds, and I don't normally add that to the expense tracker, but I do keep track of it on here. So our actual amount for these would be 300, 100, 50, 50, and 50. So I put them in our sinking fund envelopes, like our cash sinking funds. So that's for my son's birthday. That's in the second half of the month. Put away 100 for Christmas, 50 for our HOA fee, 50 for flood insurance, and $50 for our termite fee, which will be due in October. Okay, sorry, for me to write I have to turn it, but I'm gonna try to turn it back so you can read it. Okay, all of these have not come out yet except for one. We had one Apple subscription come out on the 7th. Okay, sorry, my handwriting is kind of messy. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is turn the camera so that I can write without having to turn it back and forth. So the camera should now, okay, I think that looks better. All right, let's go with that. All right, sorry, my handwriting was really messy right there. Let's try to do a little bit better. I'll zoom in a little bit. Okay, that's better. All right, next we have gas. We had lots of gas so far this month. We've been driving a lot. Okay, June 1st. Gas was $48. June 2nd at Exxon was $15. I didn't fill up all the way because my son, my 8-month-old, was crying in the car and I didn't want him to cry very long. He didn't like it when the van stops and he didn't get to get out. So anyway, $15 there, $20 there. Oh, my husband didn't want to pay the price for a full tank of gas at that gas station, so he just topped off to get home. Then filled up for $51. Then I filled up again for $44. And then my husband filled up for $41. All right, so that is all the gas. So the neat thing about doing it this way is usually all of my categories are like mixed up within here, but now I can kind of do it by category. I will do the highlights later. I highlight by category, but I'll show you that in a little bit. All right, so as you're seeing these, gas 1 would be from the 1st to the 15th. Gas 2 is budgeted for the second half of the month. Truck bill comes out in on the 15th, and we don't have any scheduled maintenance for this month. I just got an oil change, so next month I'll probably put in the budget for an oil change for either me or my husband. My van kind of eats oil, so, and we drive it a lot. Lots of oil changes on my very high mileage van. All right, moving on to groceries. All right, on the 3rd, we went to Walmart for $149. Okay, oh, and then we went to Aldi because there's an Aldi in Metairie, and we went to New Orleans on Sunday, and finally got to go to Aldi. It's the first time I've been to an Aldi since we lived in Florida in 2017. So that was very exciting. We got some fun stuff. All right, then we have June 5th. I bought some skinny syrups at Home Goods. All right, then the second week of groceries was $50. Actually, this was not for like the second week technically. We needed a few things for going over to our friend's house and a few extra things at the house. Spent a lot of groceries on the first the first week of this pay period, so hopefully we won't need much in the second half. This was green beans and something else that we forgot to pick up when we were at Walmart. And then if you are local, you know that Hubig pies are GOAT. The greatest of all time. Okay, so Hubig's pies are the best, and my husband picks them up today when he was at the store for $6. Okay, so that's all groceries. It's a big chunk of our budget. So today is Saturday, and we have to make whatever we've got at the house and whatever we got left, which is $156 remaining, last until the 16th. So let's say the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and then the 16th we'll start the new one. So it's only 5 days. We should be fine. We don't need to go, we shouldn't need much if we need to go to the store. Restaurants. Now we have sliced our eating out budget quite a lot. However, is the summer, so I did bump it back up just a little bit. Still not nearly as high as it was. But this was because it's summer, we're going to be out and about a little bit more, and we have been able to plan quite a good bit. Like last week, we went to the bowling alley, and instead of eating at the bowling alley, we had a picnic lunch, and so that was actually really fun. Let's see, this was eating out. However, sometimes it's fun to just eat out, and sometimes it's hard to plan for every situation. So I did bump up our eating out budget a little bit this month, or this pay period, and this month because it is summer. Okay, so on the 1st, we didn't go to McDonald's and Firehouse on the same day. Technically, McDonald's was on the 31st, but I rolled it over to this pay period. Anyway, on June 1st, my son had a really, really, really great day at swim lessons. Swim lessons are very difficult. He hates putting his face in the water, but he did so good. So we decided to let him pick where we had dinner that night, and he picked Firehouse, which I was not mad at. My husband had to eat out after a gig because they didn't give him food at the gig he was at, which normally when he plays weddings they do, but this one did not work out. Then I went to, I was supposed to be on the 4th. Then I went out to lunch with some friends. I'm just going to shorten that to Street Side instead of Street Side Market. And that was $19. And then afterwards I decided to get a scoop of custard at the local custard place. And that was $5. Actually, it was like $5 and some change, but I dug around in my car for some change because I didn't want to break $1. And then on Tuesdays, my husband and I play at in the local community band. So after rehearsal on Tuesday night, we decided to treat ourselves to a little blizzard at Dairy Queen and some french fries. And 2 treats and fries was $11, which is kind of crazy. Which is one of the reasons why we have tried to cut out eating out so much, because it's expensive. Okay, so phones. Here we go with phones. First thing is we need to mark over here. I'm gonna erase the I took notes during my last video, so if you watched my last video, you'll know I had a bunch of notes down here, but I don't need them to stay there, so I usually put money that comes from sinking funds over here. So we did bring $132 from Father's Day sinking fund. And then we also brought $198 from phones. Because I had saved up for us switching to Mint Mobile. And let's see, actually, I think I put Father's Day in the second paycheck. Huh, well, I messed that up a little bit. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, I decided to move the Father's Day money to come out in this paycheck. All right, so that would be 132 comes from savings, and then 198 comes from, oops, let's put that over here because we actually did it. We didn't plan for it. Okay, 198, 132. Phone, okay, this was Verizon, and then we're gonna add Mint Mobile down here. Okay, so Mint Mobile was 198 and Verizon was 154. Now, I think that's my last Verizon bill, but I'm not actually sure, so I might budget a little extra for phone in July just in case we owe something else to Verizon. I'm honestly just not exactly sure. So, we'll have to see. All right, and since we ended up having some extra income, whoops. Okay, so my husband had a gig that was actually $475. That one was correct. And then he had an extra gig of $250. So that changed our tithe amount to $356, which I have in here. So on Sunday, I'll bring this with me to church, which is tomorrow, and I will put this in the offering plate. Okay, and then our actual check was also the same. So even though we're not done with this pay period yet, this should be all the gigs that we have planned. I don't think there's anything else, so I'm gonna go ahead and add all of that up and update our new total. Okay, $38.91. Okay, so waiting for some of these bills to come out, which is fine. One of those came out. And we're not going to put anything there for right now because we're not done. All right, so far I added $1 and $5 for that. Okay, that's all we need to add there for now, I think. Okay, moving back to our expenses. All right, we did phones. Let's do fun money. All right, so on June 4th, we went to the bowling alley. I think I explained this in my last video that we had a free bowling pass for my son, and then we bought the family pass for like $45 extra to go bowling like all summer long. All you have to do is pay for your shoe rental. So the first time we went, or this was the second time we went, we paid $11 for like shoes and a Diet Coke. And then we went back to the bowling alley this week. So that was the end of last week. This was this week. And unfortunately, they had a field trip coming in, so we actually weren't able to bowl it out at all, which really stinks. So we weren't able to bowl at all last week because Friday was the only day we could go, and then they wouldn't let us in to bowl. So instead, we decided to play some arcade games, and so we refilled our arcade card, and we ended up eating lunch, and we decided to pay for that out of the fun money. So we've got about $20, yep, $20 left for this week. We've got 5 days left, and we do plan to go bowling at least one time, so we'll be able to pay for our shoes and probably a Diet Coke while we're there. All right, next, we have not spent any hair or cosmetic money yet, and the ones labeled 2 are for next pay period, so we haven't touched those yet. All right, bills super came out. That's for my real estate box. That was on the 6th. That's for real estate. for $13. Okay, next for household. Okay, here's where we got in trouble at Aldi. It ended up working out because we had the money for it. Thankfully, David had those yeah, David had those extra gigs, so that worked out really good. Oh, you know what else I need to add? Oh, shoot, I forgot. Okay, let's come back over here. I'm just gonna not add this up for right now. Whoops, that was huge. Forgot I changed that. Oh, okay. Oh, my husband keeps texting me. He went to a gig today, and he made it to the gigs. He was just letting me know. Okay. Anyway, so I forgot we had $80 from our anniversary money left over from last month, and so we decided that we're just going to kind of hang on to it until we decided what to spend it on. And so when we came across these two things at Aldi, we decided to spend it on that. So $80 went towards some of things that we bought at Aldi. So let's go over it. First, we bought some Tide pins at Bye Bye Baby because they were on sale, because like everything's on sale right now because they're going out of business. So I bought Tide pins, a whole like 3-pack. It was a good deal. Then I ended up buying something from Home Goods. Oh, power strip. And my husband needed it next to his bed. He had too many things plugged in. So we got a power strip from Home Goods for $13. And then I ordered a dry cleaning kit. I'm super excited to try this. My husband has a bag of dry cleaning clothes in the laundry room that's been there for ages, and we just never make it to the dry cleaner. And so I'm really excited to try this kit to see if it actually works. My 8-month-old is napping right now, and he just made noise, so I'm hoping that he stays asleep so I can finish this video. Okay, anyway, dry cleaning thing cost $30. It came with like a kit, a starter kit to get started with the dry cleaning at home. I don't know how it works, but I'm gonna try it and see if it works, because it'll save us money and a trip to the dry cleaners. Okay, and then at Aldi, which that's not the right date. What day did we go to Aldi? On the 4th. Let me change that. Okay. All right. We spent $259 at Aldi. Okay, but hear me out on household stuff. So we have a very, very, very hot backyard because of the way the sun hits our yard, and so I'm always looking for possible solutions to help the backyard be more enjoyable, because it's super hot back there. So we found a pretty good deal on a gazebo at Aldi, and my 3-year-old's, or sorry, almost 4-year-old's birthday party is coming up next weekend, and so we've been looking for something like this to help with shade and kind of environment of the backyard. So we went ahead and bought that. It was $170 plus tax, of course. And then while we were there, this was the best purchase though. We found a deck box, like a storage box, a weatherproof storage box, for $60. It's a 99-gallon box for $60. This is the best deal I have seen in probably forever, because I've been stalking Sam's for their deck boxes for a while, and there was this one really, really good sale a while back, but I couldn't fit it in my car because this was before I got my van, so I wasn't able to get it, and by the time we made it back to the store, it wasn't on sale anymore. And so I've been shopping all over Amazon, Wayfair, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, like everywhere, and I haven't found a deal this good. So I was super excited to buy this. I didn't know exactly how we were going to cover these two purchases, but I knew my husband had an extra gig that I hadn't budgeted for, so I knew we were going to be all right with it. So sometimes unbudgeted purchases come up, but as long as you have a way to cover those purchases from another area of your budget, or you have extra money coming in for something, then you should be good. You don't want to make a lot of unplanned purchases though without extra income or a plan, because that's what gets you in trouble. We were able to pay with this with cash. We did not like charge it to the card and hope we could pay for it later. Like, I knew it was going to be paid for. I just had to like find exactly where I was going to be pulling the money from. Okay, anyway, moving on. Miscellaneous. I don't even remember what it was that I bought on Amazon. It was something though. I don't know. It was $9. I'm sure it was something important. Oh, miscellaneous. And I had to buy a new phone case because mine broke, and my husband's AirPod case was broken, so I bought him a new one of those at Five Below. Pretty cheap. So we have $30 left in miscellaneous. Now, we had originally also not planned for my son to go to camp this week because I thought he was going to camp next week. So I just shifted a few things around in the budget to pay for his camp this week instead. So for kids stuff, I think I mentioned this at some point. Oh, in my cash stuffing video, I mentioned this because I purchased this before we cash stuffed. So Bye Bye Baby, again, is going out of business. So we went there to check out the sales. Not huge sales right now, but we did stock up on some shampoo and bubble bath and stuff because we were completely out and it was at least kind of on sale. And my son got a new Saints hat. Okay, moving on, the camp. So that was actually, we paid that on Tuesday, which was, let's see, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, the 6th. Summer camp was $60 for 3 days, 9:30 to 1:30, which is not terrible. My son really had fun. Okay, so that's all the kids stuff. We have $40 left there. I'm sorry, we have $10 left there. Professional, my husband had to pay for parking at his gig last week. So this was on June 4th. Parking. $19. We had a Chewy order on the 1st for my dog. This was a big Chewy order. Normally we just order as we need. This time he kind of needed everything. So this was for food and medicine and this like allergy chew that we're trying out. I don't know if it works. Nothing seems to be working with him. If anybody has any hints on helping my dog who is extremely itchy. He is like 8 years old and he just developed this skin irritation a few years ago and nothing seems to be helping. We've tried shots, we've tried medicine. We try to bathe him pretty regularly, but probably not as often as we should. But even that doesn't seem to work super well, so I don't know, I'm at a loss. All right, next we're moving. So anyway, if anybody has any advice on what to try next for our poor Cheweagle who is so itchy, let me know. Anyway, here's some Father's Day items. $8, pretty reasonable for Father's Day things so far. And I think that's it. After I do all of that, I add up by category and figure out how much I have left. Now, in theory, it should be exactly what I have here. But until I get used to using this, I'm going to keep doing it manually as well. All right, so we're going to switch this around a little bit. All right, and then we're going to use our highlighter to highlight by category. So I know this says groceries, but this is for our savings challenges. So at the end of each week, I go through my envelopes, and if I have any 1s or 5s, I pull them out, I document them so I know where they came from, and then I put them in my savings jars. So these are just spaghetti jars that I had empty out, and I put extra cash in them. And we can do it for however long we want. Last time I think I started in June and went to December, and we ended up going on a date night with the money. This time I started in January, and so we'll see. We may decide to cash it out at the end of this month or keep saving. We may decide to use it towards extra truck payment. We may decide to use it for a date night. It just kind of depends. So anyway, because it's savings, we're going to color that as yellow. Subscriptions is pink. Gas is orange, which is going to be a lot of these in a row. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 6, okay. Groceries is blue, or light blue. I guess you could call this like a aqua color maybe. Oop, one too many, okay. Eating out is green. Fun is, let's see, fun is this one, which looks a lot like eating out. I mean, a lot like groceries, but it's a little different. I can see the difference. I based these on some highlighters that I used to use when I was using the printed out book, these mild liner ones. So I tried to get as close as I could to these colors to what I'm using on here, just to keep it the same. I love those highlighters, but the budget mom did not print a physical book this year, so I went with the digital version. And, well, actually, this is the printable version, but just decided to use it in GoodNotes, the app GoodNotes. All right, household is this goldenrod color. Miscellaneous is purple. Kids is this blue color. Professional doesn't have a color because I ran out of highlighters. Bernie is this light color. Oops. Father's Day is holidays. I count that as a holiday, and so that is this brown color. Okay. All right, so first I go and take any bills that came out, which would have been these up here. Okay, so we've got these are like our non-variable items. So subscriptions, whoops, I like to use the thin one here. Subscriptions was 2. Real estate was 13. Oh, I've also put this aside. Wi-Fi hasn't come out yet. None of the other bills have come out yet besides Verizon. Okay. Verizon, that goes under utilities. Did I not put that in here? Oh, I talked about phones, but then I didn't put it. Whoops. Okay, so I talked about the phones, but then didn't actually write them down. My bad. Okay, so Verizon was... Oh, I wrote them down over here. 154 and Mint Mobile. Okay, but I didn't write them down on here. Okay. Verizon utilities 154, and Mint Mobile also utilities was 1 $98, and utilities is red. Okay, so utilities was $154 plus $198, $352. Okay, so that's all of the things that are like bills and stuff, which they might change a little bit, but it's mostly non-variable things. Next, we have our variable categories: groceries, eating out. Now, the cool thing about doing it this way, where I don't add it up until the end of the week, is or don't put it on here until the end of the week. It's all done neatly by category, which is not how it usually looks. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've done a couple of budgeting videos. Most of my videos are cash stuffing, but okay, so here's an example of, they're all mixed up because I track them as I go normally, but now that I'm using the app to track in real time, I just put them in order. So we'll see how we like that. Okay, anyway, eating out was next. Fun. Real estate's up there. Household. Miscellaneous. Kids. Professional. Bernie. Oh, I forgot Bernie, the Chewy thing was like, I consider that like a bill. Father's Day. All right. Okay. Gas is $2.19 and we budgeted $2.75. Oops. $2.75 minus $2.19. $56 left. Oops. Okay, so in theory, that should match up with our everyday app, every dollar app. Yep. Okay. Good to go. All right, groceries, we have $149 plus $68 plus $10 plus $50 plus $11 plus $6. Groceries, $294. We budgeted $450 minus $294 is $156, which I think is correct, but let's double check it. Groceries, $156. Yep, that's correct. Okay. Eating out, we have 19 plus 45, 11, 19, 5, and 11. That's 110 out of 180. Oops. 110 out of 180 is $70 left. I am positive that that's correct. All right, fun. We have 11 plus 29 plus 20. That's $60, and we had 80, so that's 20 left. Household, I'm only going to calculate the total and not the difference because I know I'm negative because we have stuff that we didn't plan for. So just going to do the total, which is 310, and I believe that is correct. Whoops. 310. Yep. I know that in the next 5 days, I am not going to buy anything for household unless it's an absolute emergency, but I don't think there should be anything. So not spending any more household money, so I don't need to do the remaining because I know that we're done. We're over budget. Okay, miscellaneous, we have 9 plus 11, minus 50, we have 30 left. Kids, we have 40 plus 60, that's 100. Technically, we're over budget here, but I rearranged some things in the app, so we have $10 left. Professional, we spent 19, we have $1 left, and Father's Day, we spent 26 plus 8 is 34. Oops. So we have $98 left in Father's Day. I don't think we're going to end up spending that, but we shall see. And last thing I like to do is go ahead and do the colors here. Gas. Groceries. Eating out. It just makes it cleaner to look at later. Fun. Household. Miscellaneous. Kids. Nothing for professional. Father's Day is a holiday. Bernie is this light color. Real estate is gray. And subscriptions. Okay. All right, we are all caught up for the first week of June. I know technically we're a little late because it's technically the 10th of June, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll check back in at the end of this first pay period to see how we did. Did we stick to our budget? How did we change our budget? And we'll see, did we hit our savings goals of paying off $500 or more to the truck? We shall see. All right, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.